So there's not only just longleaf pines in the longleaf pine ecosystem, there are also some hardwood trees. One of the most common ones that you would find growing in a dry, sandy, plus rocky, somewhat rocky environment is the blackjack oak. It's one of those trees that may commonly be referred to as scrub oak. Well, one of the things about the blackjack oak is that although right now these leaves are fairly tender and green, as they mature they will become a lot more thicker and somewhat waxier, and that's an adaptation that helps them to be able to conserve water loss when it gets really hot in the summer, and also when you have dry conditions as well. So they're very well adapted to growing in dry, rocky, or sandy soils like we have here at Anderson Creek Park. So I'm down on the hillside. You see how we're going uphill behind us, where you see the longleaf pines and the wiregrass underneath. We've got a colony of a type of fern in here. Now, we don't have a great variety of ferns here at Anderson Creek Park, County Park, but this one is one that we do see in some of the longleaf pine forest here. And these are called Bracken ferns. They die back in the fall when we start getting freezing temperatures, and will reemerge in the spring. We also will see when we do prescribe burns, even during the growing season, it will top kill them, but they come back from the rhizomes that are underneath the ground and are really beautiful when they come back after a fire. But you see they're colonial, and that's where the rhizomes are spreading out underneath the ground and they're popping up from that. But the other thing you may notice here, if you can see on up the hill, where further up we're not seeing any of the bracken ferns up there, but it's on this part down on the hill, we're starting to see some, which would indicate to me that there's probably a little bit more moisture in the soil here. One of the things that you do have sandy soils on top, but underneath there's a lot of clay, sandy clays and gravelly clays that are underneath the sand. So what happens when you have rainfall and you get a lot of rain, and of course it goes very quickly through the sand, but when it hits the clay soils it doesn't percolate through there as quickly, so a lot of it starts running sideways. You can get seepages and whatnot, but the soils are probably a little more moist here, and that's why you've got the bracken ferns growing along this area along the side of the hill down towards the bottom of it.